Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Obi-Wan Kenobi, and this is part 4.
But first, this video is sponsored.
It actually is. We are now sponsored by Orbit Key. They have an awesome Star Wars collection at the moment. There's a link down in the description, and you can use this code CATSONNY10 and you'll get 10% off. We're definitely going to talk more about it and show some pictures and all that. So if you are interested, then stick around until after the reaction. Of course, the previous one was a bit of a surprise that we already got some Vader versus Obi-Wan action, although it wasn't much of a fight. Obi-Wan was not ready for that. He's not really a Jedi at the moment where he is mentally, and there's been a lot of that throughout the series so far, a lot of clues to that just with his behavior and all that. And yeah.
Well, it makes sense.
It really does. It makes
he hasn't been connected with the Force for 10 years. It would make sense.
Yeah, with everything that happened, how they lost the war there, how all the Jedi were nearly wiped out, what happened with Anakin, and he feels like he's a failure, and that really takes a heavy toll. So he needs to get back to that. But some other really interesting stuff, of course, also happened in the previous one. We also got to meet Tala, and we got to know about this underground movement, and they're sort of helping out Jedi and other people, other Force-sensitive people as well. Quinlan Vos is one of those Jedi who survived and who are still helping people, so he's doing what Obi-Wan definitely didn't do when we started this series, and he sort of rejected that Jedi in the first episode and said, just forget about who you are, forget about helping people, go bury your lightsaber in the desert, and that's what Obi-Wan did. But now he's seeing that there are people out there who are actually actively fighting against the Empire, and even someone like Tala, who was in the Empire, part of the Empire. And she found out that this is wrong. I'm on the wrong side here. And she started doing something about it. And then, of course, we have the whole inclusion of Leia as a character, which was still a big surprise to start the series with that. And that was the thing that sort of pulled Obi-Wan away from Tatooine. But at the end of the previous one, she was running through this tunnel, and then somehow Reva got ahead of her. So now Leia is with Reva, and there's still a lot about that character that we don't know. So yeah, something's bound to happen there. The Grand Inquisitor is still, well, not dead, but most likely in a Bacta tank somewhere. So when he comes back, or when he wakes up, that's going to be an issue for Reva, because he's most likely going to be like, hey, you fucking stabbed me. You're not supposed to do that, even though it doesn't seem like Vader cares too much about it at the moment, and the infighting of the Inquisitors. He just wants Obi-Wan, or more precisely, he wants Obi-Wan to suffer. He wants him to be in pain. And I think, as a lot of people talked about this with the way that the episode ended, and how Tala and the droid Net B came in and saved Obi-Wan, and Vader didn't really do anything. He was just standing there and just letting it happen. A bit odd, but I think you could still explain why he did it like that. And he doesn't just want to put Obi-Wan out of his misery. He could easily have done that. But as I said, he wants him to suffer. He wants him to know pain. So I could see Vader going he's got allies now. He's found people who are willing to help him. He's found a little bit of hope. I want to take that hope away from him. So I'm going to let them take him, just so that I can follow them, figure out what they're doing, and then kill those people. And then Obi-Wan is going to be in even more pain, because then he's going to blame himself again, or something. That's at least how I make that make sense inside of my mind. But we'll see. It's still exhilarating to just have this series to watch, and these characters again. But are you ready to jump into this one?
Yeah, I guess. I'm just really hot right now. I guess it's one of those wonderful perks of pregnancy, that you're just hot all the time, and that's what I am right now. On top of being tired and all the other stuff.
And all the other stuff, yes.
So if I look really uncomfortable, now I know why.
Yes, it's not because you don't want to be here. Those of you out there who are like...
Well, if we could be anywhere else, that would be nice. But, it's not because I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Just in the room, in this apartment. Some of you might know already that, we're moving very, very soon. And we're looking so much forward to it. So we don't have to deal with this apartment anymore. But... let's do it, and you can of course always check out our full-length reactions where you can sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. We also have early reaction for Attack on Titan at the moment, where we are several episodes ahead compared to here on YouTube. It's all over on Patreon, and the link is down in the description below. And here we go.
A couple of strays I found. Thought you might want to check them out.
Yeah.
Zach Braff!
Zach Braff as Freck. Damn you, Freck.
I'm a huge Scrubs fan, so I'm a little annoyed with myself that I couldn't hear that it was him. And that I didn't know.
Yeah. It was changing his voice somewhat, so I get it. But if you listen, if you know that it's him, then you can definitely hear it. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Are you the one I'm supposed to meet?
I'll take you from here.
That guy lying there at the end looks so much like Rian Johnson. I don't know if it is him or... yeah. Thank you to Dan Murrell for pointing that one out. He got really fucked up. Probably going to be somewhat mad at Tala for not staying with Leia, like he told her to, or asked her to. Okay. Ow, 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 ow. Wow, and then jumping back and forth between...
Don't! You're still not healed! Your burns, your body, they just need time. We're on Jabim.
Yeah. Fuck.
The Empire doesn't take kindly to Jedi sympathizers.
He will come for me.
Oh. Obi-Wan is dead.
She's bluffing.
Yeah.
To make her...
lose hope.
Yeah.
Too many people are looking for you.
Oh, hey.
It's all in danger.
I need your help.
So does every kid making a rock flow from here to Coruscant.
Someone very important to me has been taken.
Ice Cube's son, yeah. O'Shea Jackson Jr.
I'm sorry. I can't lose her. You've no idea what the Empire is capable of.
You have some idea.
I had a wife once. I knew exactly what she was before we got married. We tried to hide it, and the Inquisitors found her anyway.
Force sensitive.
So I know exactly what the Empire can do.
Wait, did his wife die, or did she become an Inquisitor?
Ner. It's a water moon. We got this off the grid while it was being built. It's all we have. It's in the Mustafar system.
Fortress Inquisitorius.
It's impenetrable, Wade.
How far down do you think it goes?
Have no idea. It's their base of operations, so...
I've seen someone infiltrated in Jedi Fallen Order, so...
I don't see any shields.
You have some T-47s in the hangar.
It's suicide.
Well, we need to find a way inside.
Well, we're not soldiers. Those speeders are for hauling sewage.
She's 10 years old.
You can barely stand. You're not getting in there. I'll go with him. I can get you inside and I can get you access.
Is your cover still intact?
We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, good question.
Get my ship fueled and ready.
That's desperate, very desperate.
Desperate times calls for different... Wow. I'm always screwing these up. Desperate times call for different measures.
Desperate measures.
I'm so tired. I can't.
Your body's not the only thing that needs to heal, Ben.
Yeah.
The past is a hard thing to forget, and you just need time, that's all.
Some things can't be forgotten.
But time's not necessarily gonna heal anything.
We
And you
intercepted a
learn to live with it.
bound them last year.
How did he die?
He burned to death on Mapusa. The people I'm looking for left him there to die.
Yeah, she's just
Hmm.
You tell me where
lying, manipulating.
you can go home to your family.
I don't know anything about a path.
Well, let's think a little bit harder, shall we?
What, you're gonna torture a child?
Well, they are Inquisitors. They are kind of evil.
Kinda.
All right. Seems like she had parents.
So far, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna smuggle in Obi-Wan?
No admittance without clearance.
I have Officer Class C.
Now, please.
And you are?
I am the lead security on this level.
Then I'm your commanding officer, and you will address me as Sir.
Yes, sir, of course, but...
Perhaps I should just inform the Grand Inquisitor of your insolence.
Grand Inquisitor.
Classified intelligence.
Yes, sir, of course.
Nice one.
All right, I'm inside the system. Here we go.
Oh.
Ah. Going in the same way as Cal Kestis.
Fast swimmer, it seems. Oh, I wouldn't. Ugh.
Brings back memories.
Get the heebie-jeebies of this. I hate water.
Brutal.
Is this a stare contest?
Leia's pretty strong with the Force as well.
The braver you seem, the more afraid you are. I
Didn't
learned that
check
in
her
your
pockets?
language as well.
Oop. Aww.
I had a droid when I was younger too. It was taken from me, like everything else.
Where is she?
Detention areas in a secure sector. Just keep heading north.
Seeker droid.
This isn't your station. Come with me.
Damn it.
Tala.
Now he's really wearing a Jedi outfit.
Mm.
Nope. But that's a way to do it. I love Stormtrooper chatter.
Me too.
Also knowing that a lot of the time it's Sam Witwer.
Oh, okay. It's just, yeah, okay. They're so shiny.
Haven't seen a lot of action. Yes.
Over there. Let's go.
Tell me where they are. We're all on the same side here. These people, they'll leave you to die.
Don't give in.
No, she's not going to.
I'll have to tell my father first. That's okay, right? You said we're all on the same side.
Nice try, princess.
I'll never tell you where they
Then
are.
it's time to make those tears real.
Let go! Let go of me!
Well, I don't really think Reva's gonna turn anymore.
I don't hope, I...
Let go!
Wow. Full on torture chamber.
Help me, please!
What the f...
This place isn't a fortress. It's a tomb.
You are gonna tell me what I want to know.
Shit.
Wow.
That's brutal. Wait.
Say something!
I'll never tell you!
Then your choice is made.
Obi-Wan. A youngling.
You did this to yourself.
You've done that yourself.
told it cannot wait.
Oh, shit.
They're on Florum. The network runs out of the Sertar sector.
Oh, is she giving
I
him
found
all that up?
evidence before the
Well,
escape.
they're not on Florum,
Impressive.
at least.
Unless, of course, you're lying.
Oop. Yeah!
Oh.
I was just about to say it. Ignite that lightsaber. Oh, that's pretty awesome.
I didn't tell them anything.
I know. Come with me. I'm gonna get you home.
For reals this time.
Yeah, and hopefully all the way home.
All the way home.
I spent 2 years undercover, trying to find out where they were hidden.
You expect me to believe this?
Look, I couldn't tell anybody. If they found out, I would have been killed. Look, I promise you.
Is this gonna work? Oh, shit. That fucking thing.
I don't know if you're lying to me or for me, but we'll see. Take her to interrogation. If the debriefing confirms it, then...
Oh. Stormtroopers really are useless.
Where are you?
Good seeing you back in action.
I always get so nervous when people run with, like...
Plastis?
No, when they run with their lightsabers ignited.
Oh, she's got a purge trooper with her. Oh, I was just about to say, watch out. There's water. Oh, wow, underwater. The skills are coming back.
Get her out of here. I'll hold it.
Shut off the lightsaber!
That's what you're thinking about? I get it.
That's a
How
bad
is
disguise.
no one noticing? Oh, man. Good thing everyone is kind of panicking and scrambling.
A child and an old man. Was it worth it?
Traitor.
Betraying everything you own.
Oi! T-47s.
Oh, they could actually be used for something.
Yeah. Same vehicles they used on Hoth.
You Sully, just go!
Oh no, Wade's gonna die.
Yep.
Destroy them!
Alright, right behind you.
Ah, fuck. Oh, they got away. Wow.
Yep.
He is not happy.
No.
Oh, well, is he ever?
None of them are happy. That's why they're...
Oh.
Oh.
I will tolerate your weakness. No.
Now he's happy.
I put a tracker on the ship. Soon the location of the network and Kenobi will be ours.
Okay.
The base was almost destroyed.
Kenobi is all that matters.
There can be no mistakes. You're certain the tracker is with him.
Oh, wait.
Lola?
Yeah. She put the tracker on Lola.
Yeah.
Where's Wade?
Yeah. You know.
Guess you're soldiers now, after all.
Yeah, it was Lola. Clever.
Clever girl. Yeah. They did manage to save her quicker than I thought, but then we had the whole thing with I got ahead of myself a little bit. I thought maybe that was the plan already, letting them escape so that they could track them. But that's what happened here instead. But first, as promised, we're also going to talk a little bit about the sponsor of this video, Orbit Key. Orbit Key introduces the Star Wars Orbit Key collection. Make the jump to hyperspace with 4 limited edition key organizers from a galaxy far, far away. Feel the Force or awaken your dark side. Orbit Key introduces the Star Wars Orbit Key collection featuring 4 designs inspired by iconic characters. From the original trilogy to The Mandalorian, the Star Wars galaxy is filled with endless stories and timeless characters. Inspired by the iconic heroes and villains, these limited edition key organizers celebrate Star Wars in Orbit Key's elegant and understated design language.
Whether trekking through the unforgiving dunes of Tatooine or aboard the technological terror that is the Death Star, this collection will help you stay organized in a galaxy far, far away. Journey to the Outer Rim on a galactic adventure that begins with 4 key organizers inspired by Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, Grogu, and Emperor Palpatine.
Orbit Key is a lifestyle brand helping people live better lives through clever and innovative organization solutions. It started in 2013 with a simple idea to solve the frustration of carrying messy keys. With the support of the crowdfunding community, the first Orbit Key organizer was brought to life. Since then, Orbit Key has launched 6 Kickstarter campaigns, raising over $3.25 million US.
Today, Orbit Key is proud to be climate neutral certified, with a team of 31 passionate individuals based in Melbourne, Australia. As they constantly strive to redefine the way we organize, the product range has since grown to help people organize more than just their keys.
And as we said up top, there's some links down in the description below where you can go and you can check out all their products. There's also a discount code that you can use. It's CatSunny10. Give you 10% off on any purchase that you might make. But that was part 4. Now we only got 2 more left. It feels like, there's still a fair bit of story to tell. But yeah, it all depends on like how long those episodes are and exactly what like the end game is, so to say, what they're working towards here. We don't necessarily see Reva surviving another failure. Maybe, maybe not. And as I also mentioned inside of it, I don't really see her turning anymore. I thought maybe there was something there. There was some clues. But it seems like she's pretty damn devoted to the Empire and to Vader. She did mention that she also, like, she lost everything and she's obviously been through a lot. So we still don't know exactly what that is, or if she was one of those younglings on Coruscant that we saw during Order 66. Or maybe if it has to do with, and I'm sorry I don't remember his character's name, but O'Shea Jackson Jr. Sorry, Lola. His character, he said something about he lost his wife, and she was Force sensitive. So he knows what the Empire is about, but he didn't necessarily say that she died. So I don't know. If that's a clue or not, or yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to see another redemption.
Oh no.
arc. So for me, like I'm fine with her just not turning.
Oh yeah. I'm totally fine with that as well. I just thought there were clues, but no, it doesn't seem like.
But I can't really figure out what they want to do with the character. So for me, it's just like I just don't hope that they're gonna try and turn her.
Yeah,
that's just it. What I wanted to say about that.
Yeah. But Obi-Wan, he wakes up again, and he's been thrown in a bacta tank, healing from those burns that he got. And the people that he's with, it's not that it's like the Rebel Alliance or anything, but it's some kind of a rebel cell at least, and the people who are helping others and this whole thing with the path, which is quite important. And we also learned fairly quickly that yes, of course, Leia was taken back to Fortress Inquisitorius and questioned and almost tortured. Thankfully, that did not happen. But it was cool seeing more of it and seeing something that at least was quite familiar to those of us who've played Jedi Fallen Order, because they also infiltrated the Fortress Inquisitorius in that one. And I thought for a second maybe they were going to get away in the same way that they did in that game with the water going in and them just saying, fuck it, let's just swim to the surface. But they didn't have a Night Sister to help them out this time. That would have been neat though. But what I really find interesting and what I have questions about is what Obi-Wan found in the cellar, I was about to say, but the thing that they were hiding down there, which at first looked like a bunch of Jedi, was what I thought at first, and there are definitely some Jedi down there and even some familiar faces, I think. I'm gonna have to pause it and look more closely, and I'm sure there's a bunch of breakthrough videos out there already, so I'm not going to do that, but it seemed like there were some familiar faces down there, at least a lot of, looks like Jedi, and then some other people as well. And it looked like one of them was the mom that we saw with the kid, with Hasha on Dayu, where he sort of swindled them to get away. And I think there was something about that kid being force sensitive.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong about that. But there were also, like, it looked like regular people down there, and then we saw a youngling too. So it's like, why do this? Why
keep them?
Why keep them down there? And are they sort of in stasis mode, or are they straight up dead?
He did say it was a tomb.
Yeah, a tomb.
So I would expect them to be dead.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's being used for the whole cloning subplot of basically everything in Star Wars at the moment. It feels like everything is just building towards like cloning, and particularly I think Palpatine's cloning.
Yeah, there's something there. Perhaps.
Yeah, we don't really know. Well, we know that a lot of people have been like it has been alluded to in many different series and movies and everything. So I think perhaps they're using that for like genetic material, and that's also why they're being kept, perhaps. So if they're force sensitive, perhaps they can squeeze out some midichlorians.
Yeah, do something like that. As you mentioned, yeah, we've seen cloning and this sort of technology pop up before in Star Wars, and how it could be linked to Palpatine's eventual return in The Rise of Skywalker, and trying to make that make sense.
Not really my favorite thing about The Rise of Skywalker.
No.
I don't think I have any favorite things about that.
That's fair. It was at least interesting to see that, and it does play into the story somehow, or the overall story perhaps. I don't know about you, but when he said that this is a tomb, I could not think of the line from Fellowship of the Ring. This is not mine, it's a tomb, and them stepping in there. I don't know if that was a nod or not.
Probably not. I think it's like it's said fairly often in movies and series and everything. So I think it's
perhaps.
Yeah.
But Tala really, risked her life in this one for sure. Going in there and just betting that the clearance is gonna be enough, and when that wasn't enough, then just play along, pretend that you're supposed to be there, and as a superior officer, so just tell that guy to mind his own fucking business. And yeah, it worked for a little while, and then she had to take out another dude and all of that. But Obi-Wan also got to do some pretty awesome action inside of this one.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's getting his strength back.
At least, like, as I said last time, sorry people, there's a lot of activity right now, and I feel like I'm calming everything down if I have my hands on it. But it was kind of reminiscent of, or in a way, that scene in Game of Thrones with Arya where she blows out the candle, and then she uses the dark to her advantage. It was not. I'm not saying like it's a 1-to-1 thing, but it made me think of a lot of these like classical fight scenes where they basically use the dark to their advantage, and then he uses the lightsaber for him. I guess like because he has the Force with him, so he can sense things in the room, and he doesn't have to use the light, and then he uses this lightsaber just for a finesse, I guess.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need your sight to be a good Jedi or to be.
We've seen that before.
Yeah, we've seen that before in Rebels.
Jared?
Kanan?
No. You said Rebels before, but Rogue One wasn't he called Jared?
Jared Emway?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He wasn't a Jedi, but at least
but he's Force sensitive and he uses the Force to see, basically.
Exactly.
But you said Kanan, Kanan also.
Yeah, good example. And I also think I have seen something like that before with a Force user, or at least someone using a lightsaber and using the dark to their advantage, and seeing like the lightsaber like pop up here and there and being sneaky about it. I think maybe it was a cinematic trailer for one of the Force Unleashed games. Speaking of Sam Witwer.
I was just about to say that.
Because he's always voicing stormtroopers. I don't know if it was him in this one, but he's doing that a lot at least.
Yeah, and he was also the voice of Starkiller, right?
Yeah. Voice and face of Starkiller.
And face, okay, they used face capture?
Yeah, like, it was performance capture. Yeah.
Oh, performance, okay.
I think they did something like that. It's, they are not old now, those games, but it's
fairly old.
They came out, I don't even, like 10 years ago or something. I don't know. I don't know. But I remember enjoying them, at least, even though they're not canon or anything anymore.
But they have a blonde in them, so.
Yes, there are not a lot of blondes in Star Wars overall. You haven't seen the Andor trailer, have you? Because there's an Imperial in that one. Looks like she's going to have a big role.
Why are they always freaking Imperials?
When they have, blonde
when
hair.
they're blonde? Like, the only 3 people with that person, 3 people I can think of that are actually blonde are all Imperial.
Yeah.
Or at least that's out like that.
Yeah, there might be some background characters in maybe some of the newer movies where it might be a blonde person running around here or there, but not a lot of blondes in Star Wars overall. Not really. And Vader almost punished Reva there in the end, but of course then she said the whole thing with, I planned this, or I wanted them to escape, and I put a tracker on. It didn't say where she put the tracker, but we quickly figured it out. And Vader was like, well, I might have underestimated you then. So she's still going to be around.
Yeah,
huh?
She covered her bases.
Yeah, she certainly did. But I'm with you when you said that I don't really know what they are trying to do with her character necessarily, or where it's leading. I also found it, sorry, just another thing. I found it interesting that Tala mentioned the Grand Inquisitor, and that like she would tell the Grand Inquisitor if this guy didn't do what she said, and yada yada. and how there was no reaction. So it's not common knowledge that the Grand Inquisitor is
dead, or at least out of the picture.
Out of the picture at the moment, it seems like. And we haven't really seen any confirmation. So, like, for the people watching and who haven't watched Rebels, obviously doesn't know that he comes back later on, and then they might think he's dead, and like then it doesn't really matter. But those of us who know that he's going to come back, yeah, we know that he is still alive somewhere. They don't necessarily have to talk about it or show us. That's perfectly fine. But what's gonna happen now? Because, yeah, they're gonna track them and find them again. And then maybe some more people are gonna die, just like this Wade guy did at the end. That was, of course, sad. It was cool seeing the T-47s again come in there and rescue them. And it was also very nice with the very last scene. It was sitting there, Leia and Obi-Wan, and how she grabbed his hand, and she definitely trusts him now, and now he's really showing those Jedi qualities. So again, she trusts him more, and he of course has affection for Leia because, yeah, she's the daughter of Anakin and Padme, and he loved Anakin and Padme.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the many reasons why I love Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan so much, and especially in this series, because he has such warmth to the character. Like, he has such gentle warmth towards especially kids, and you know, just to his character as well, because like you can really feel that he cares about people. And I'm not saying that, but Jedis don't necessarily, it's not just because they want to help, it's not necessarily like that they have this warmth towards other people. We have seen people, Jedis that might not be as warm. Or, you know, warm, and maybe even flirting a bit with the dark side, or
someone like Mace Windu didn't seem like the nicest guy to hang around.
No, exactly. And you know where it becomes like they are more not necessarily as interested in people, or you know, they don't have this, as I said, I don't know how to explain it, but this warmth, and I definitely think that Ewan really nails that, because it's also a warmth that I feel like Alec Guinness didn't necessarily portray as much. He was just like, I feel like he was a little bit more of like the old crazy
hermit
kind of stereotype, you know. So not necessarily that he was a bad guy, or you know, anything like that. It just feels like he was, Ewan at least is just portraying him much more warmer and kinda, in a way. I don't know how to explain it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But I also think that perhaps it's because Ewan himself is just so.
He's a very warm and gentle.
Yeah, and he has kids as well, and I think he's just very good at, you know,
portraying that,
projecting that.
Yeah.
So that this love for kids, like you have a certain, like the way that people act around kids, it's just, it has like a certain love towards them, and it's just I'm just feeling that love. It's
he's doing a good job, Ewan McGregor, and you can see there's always a lot going on in there, like even in the very quiet moments, what he's dealing with, what he's struggling with, and then you see that warmth, as you mentioned several times, when it comes to Leia. We haven't seen really any other interactions or with children necessarily in this series, but we know that he was looking out for Luke, and he wanted to give him that toy with the T-16, and yeah, doing a really, really good job of portraying the character. And Ewan has also said it many times that the character of Obi-Wan does mean a lot to him, and to him, it also has very much to do with Alec Guinness's performance, and he really wants to get closer and closer to that. And I also think he's doing a good job of that. He really, really is. Oh, and I also quickly want to mention when it comes to Vader, I didn't know this when we watched the previous episode. I just heard that, oh yeah, that sounds like James Earl Jones, but he sounds somewhat younger than he did in Rogue One, which I found interesting. And then found out afterwards that they are actually still using that AI synthesizer, voice synthesizer, using that for him, just like they did for Luke. So it's not a real voice in that way, but James Earl Jones did still read the lines. So they used him together with the AI thing and then made a younger voice. And I think that that's working really, really well here. And it's working better than it did with Mark Hamill or Luke in the Book of Boba Fett. There were a couple of lines there that just sounded very cold, and yeah, makes sense if it's an AI. But here they've perfected the technology, or maybe not perfected it, but it's gotten better.
Yeah, they hybridized. Hybridized? They made a hybrid, so like they made a hybrid between real spoken lines and then perfect, or
and then the AI
perfecting it with the AI, yeah.
Yeah, so, something like that.
So you still get, the intonations, right, and you still get like the
doesn't
the emotions and
exactly. So still James Earl Jones in a way, but also using the technology to make him sound more like the Vader that we remember from the original trilogy, and not so much in like Rogue One and Rebels, where you could hear he's old now. He's over 90 years. He's like 91 or something.
Wow, so yeah, okay.
He's an old dude by now, but still fucking going strong. James Earl Jones. Fuck yes. But do you have anything else you want to add to this one?
I think I didn't get to say it because my scatterbrain made me go somewhere else. But the whole thing with Obi getting his powers back.
Oh yeah.
It's, as I said mentioned in one of the earlier episodes, I compared it kind of to like muscle memory, so that you can forget and you can basically forget everything, but as soon as you start to use the muscles again, you'll quickly go back to not necessarily the previous state unless you really like train, but you can very quickly go back into that.
Yes,
and I think this is it's the same, because now he's finally tapped into the Force, and then now he can kind of
he's behaving like a Jedi again in many ways, and then now also getting more proficient again with handling the lightsaber and deflecting blasters, and
using the Force to his advantage.
Exactly, and it started looking more natural to him again when he was doing it throughout the episode. I thought that was really apparent as well. Yeah.
And I think they're kind of starting to hit that balance between using, and I know we've talked about this, but like off camera, but getting this balance of like a proper sword fight kind of. Or, like, because I think with the prequels, one of the things I really didn't like was the way that people were just...
It was too acrobatic.
Yeah. It was basically like a dance, and it was
jumping
more
all
about...
over the place and holding lightsaber in one hand and maybe even two lightsabers sometimes.
Yeah, it was basically just juggling all around,
Yeah, not something they could do in the original trilogy.
No, because in the original trilogy, it was like, they had this, like, it was very heavy, and you had to use, like, two hands with sword. Like, it looks very slow and clunky.
Yes. Only Vader could do one hand, but that's because he's not entirely human.
Yeah, he's
more machine now than man.
He's a cyborg at this point. But yeah, so now I feel like they're starting to get the point where it's like, we're still getting that like more realistic sense of it, with the more sword fighty qualities to it, but still having a little bit of like flair.
Yes. I actually think like you
showmanship.
Don't have to necessarily get into what we think about the sequel trilogy or anything like that, but I do think that the lightsaber fights worked out pretty pretty damn well inside of that.
Yeah, there was a few things that was very flary.
Yeah, and some things that didn't necessarily make sense in like the throne room in the last
Exactly,
Jedi.
exactly.
Like,
that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
So some of these people you're fighting, they're just standing and waiting to get cut now because
yeah, yeah.
That was more of the choreography there that Mike didn't.
Yeah, but as I said, it's they're hitting a nice balance between reality and something that's a more showmanshipy and and especially with this episode, I feel like with the both with the dark room there, but also with him in the corridors.
Yes.
Deflecting and then spinning and running with a turn-on lightsaber. I can't.
He can handle it.
Yeah, it's just I get like if you slide on those very slippery floors. Have you seen them? They are sparkling.
Yes, and then you add water. Oh no.
Oh no. I know I'm getting very much parenty right now.
Yeah.
Like, don't run with scissors.
Yes, I was just about to say, don't run with scissors and don't run with lightsabers.
No.
Even if you are Jedi. All right, fair enough. But I think that's going to do it then for this reaction and review of Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 4. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you as soon as possible. May the Force be with you always. Bye.
Bye.